Hello and welcome. My name is Bob Willis and welcome to this book review video. Now normally when I do book reviews I'm always talking about electronic manufacturing, but on this particular occasion I wanted to talk about my other love, which is scuba diving. And three titles which I've recently taken the opportunity of reading I'd like to highlight to you and perhaps suggest that it's worth checking out in your local bookshop or online. The first is Dive Truk Lagoon, and it's written by Macdonald. Now, the very first time I met this gentleman was at a dive conference, and I was very impressed with his passion, his interest, and obviously his knowledge of diving and diving wrecks. Now, this particular title is very interesting in that it's probably the first and most up-to-date coverage of the subject, all the wrecks in Truk Lagoon. Now, the story starts, as most stories do, at the start. So it talks about the build-up to the events that happened. It talks about what happened on the day. But obviously it focuses for us as scuba divers on perhaps the most important thing is the wrecks. And what Rod does is go through all the individual wrecks, the most important wrecks, and some of the perhaps slightly more obscure wrecks. It talks about where they are, the condition of the wreck at this particular point in time, and also highlights how you can get the best out of your dives. I think it's well illustrated. Some people may say there's a mixture of older pictures and newer images. However, I think that the different styles of photography, both black and white, and most really current images, I think really do benefit the reader. It's an excellent book, and I think that it's very worthwhile considering, particularly if you're going to be diving in Truk Lagoon. It's got to be a Bible for those divers diving in that site. Another title which relates to an activity I did last year, which is going on a training course. Now, I run training courses worldwide for many years, not on scuba diving, I hasten to add. I haven't got enough knowledge. But I'd like to highlight Jeff Goodman's book, which is a guide to underwater wildlife video and video editing. Now, I had the pleasure of spending a week with Jeff and having meals, doing video editing, of course diving and videoing, and I found the combination of the book and the course superb. Now, I did in fact read the book prior to going on the course, and I felt there's a lot of value there. It talks about the basics of videoing, setting up a scene, recording the information of the video clips you produced. You know how often you record a lot of video and never use it. So actually getting into that habit of preparing material for your final edit. The important things that were emphasized to me again is when you're underwater, how you approach a subject, your positioning, the lighting, and basically take time. Another diving title that I've recently had the pleasure of looking through is The Wrecks of Forth and Tay, written by John Baird. Now, this publication is illustrated. It talks about all the individual wrecks in that particular region. It gives guidance on their location, the condition of the wrecks, and also some of the story behind them. Again, it's an older title now, but it's worth reading, particularly if you're going to those particular areas. I tend to be a soft diver, a diver that likes to dive in warm environments rather than cold environments. I used to dive cold in my youth, but again, if you're interested in shipwrecks, if you're interested in that particular region of the UK, then worthwhile. Take it as a reference for your next dive.